Some people believe that they're born with the innate sense of style, and that is frequently the sin of women. They believe that they just have it all, that they're basically reincarnations of Coco Chanel. Unfortunately, that is not true. We don't know everything, and like any subject that you want to be good at, it pays to learn. And there are actually books on the subject. You can treat them as textbooks. You can take notes. There are even tests and lab work. Very fun. Two books that I really, really like in that area, in the area of personal style, are Work It by Jessie Garza and Joe Lupo, and Dress Your Best by Clinton Kelly and Stacey London. Work It is exclusively for women. And not only that, but it deals exclusively with women's work wardrobe. So it's not just, oh, we'll cover everything. They're addressing professional women, women who are changing jobs, who are trying to go from one field into the next, and trying to change their image. The kind of a very textbook aspect to Work It is that there's actually a bunch of little surveys, little tests at the beginning of the book to help the reader determine her color palette, her work style, her workplace, and her work personality. Because we all know that there are jobs we absolutely hate. And it's not because we cannot do those jobs, but because we just don't feel right in them. It's like, yeah, I have brains enough to do this, but I absolutely hate doing this. And then there are jobs where we just fit right in. The other thing that we know about ourselves, and I'm sure ladies, you have noticed this about you, there are women in the workplace who always have a plate of cookies sitting at their cubicle, or a jar of candy, who like to bring cake or cupcakes or whatever, and treat everybody. And then there are some ladies who kind of keep to themselves and, just kind of keep a solitary environment. And so this book sort of addresses that, because they do recognize that your wardrobe, aside from looking good, also has to be expression of yourself, of your personality. And so they talk a lot about how to incorporate certain pieces with what you do and who you are. The things that I like is that they address a variety of professions in a variety of situations. There's some single moms in here, there's some married moms, there are moms of multiple children, there are some ladies whose children are grown up and left, and these ladies are now deciding, hey, there's a business that I want to start for myself. What do I need to do to present myself properly for that? The thing that I don't like is that the audience, not the audience, but the models that they picked, the ladies that they included in the book, primarily live in New York area and primarily work in some very exclusive industries that are rather typical for the big city, like person who arranges luxury travel, or person who deals in luxury green technologies for high-end houses, things like that. Somebody who's been on a fashion circuit for a while. So to me, that doesn't necessarily cover all of the ladies who work in the professional environment. And besides, the area does matter, because there's a big difference between what you can find for a fraction of the price at a consignment store, for example, in New York area, and what you can find where I live, for instance, in North Carolina. It's very, very different. But it is a good book. You kind of find things out about yourself, and just an interesting read. And you see some ideas that allow you to convert the pieces that possibly you already have into something fresh and interesting and new, without having to go shopping additionally. Because it's possible that you already have all the pieces of the puzzle, you just don't necessarily know how to put them together in the right way. Dress Your Best is easily my favorite personal style book, and one of the best that I consider that came along in a long time. I know it's been on the shelves, at Barnes & Noble and other bookstores and on Amazon for years now, and it's just such a fantastic read. This one addresses both men and women. There's a kind of a girl's half and the guy's half of the book, and at the beginning of each of these sections there is a list of basics that every woman needs and every man needs. And it's really, it may seem like a long list, but actually it all makes sense. These are things that you can combine, things that you can use separately, but that give you kind of this really great complete wardrobe for a variety of occasions. The most favorite thing that I have about this book is that for ladies, it covers ladies from sizes 0 to 28, covering body types from heavy on the bottom, heavy on the top, a little bit heavy overall, not curvy at all, really curvy. So it covers all those body types, and it's really incredible because one of the main frustrations I know women have is finding things that fit. Because ladies, I know we've all done the dance of the pants. When they fit in the waist, they don't fit in the hips, and if they fit the tush, they are looser on the waist, and you always have to either have them taken in or wear them with a belt or whatever. Ladies like me who are short, who are petite, that's a whole separate tragedy because we are constantly having to shorten things, find things that fit properly, and so on and so forth. So fantastic range of coverage in this. And on the gentleman's side, I think the smallest guy they cover has a waist of something like 28 inches or 30 inches. Really short little guy who is actually a friend of Stacy and Clinton's, and they make fun of him. And then the biggest guy has a waist almost twice that size. So, and in the middle they cover like the short guy, the stocky short guy, the big tall guy, the guy who works out like crazy, the guy who doesn't like to work out at all. So they basically cover it all, and it's really tremendous fun. And yeah, with such a range of body types and such a range of people to cover in one book, they can only address a limited number of situations. So they address the three basic ones: the work, the business wear, the weekend, which is your casual wear, and the evening, which is your formal occasions, like outings, dinners, concerts, things like that. And in the middle of all that, they do try to give you other tips toward your outfits, some rules that you can follow if you have a specific figure type. And one of the really fantastic positive things about this book is that they don't try to, you know, put these people on the treadmill and make them lose 30 pounds in 2 hours or whatever. They don't try to put them on the Hollywood diet. The point they keep hammering in is dress yourself the best way you can now, for the body you have now, not when you bench press 350 pounds, not when you back to the size you wore 20 years ago. No, do it now and look in the mirror and be happy and be proud of who you are. And it's truly amazing how great these people look. The people in the book, these real people, again, they're parents, they're working people, they do all kinds of stuff. And they all have their frustrations, but it's amazing how wonderful they look just with some very, very few simple tweaks to their clothing. And again, the fabulous part about this is that you can go in, it's fun to read through the whole thing. It is. They're very humorous, very lighthearted. But also you can go find your body type specifically and sit down and say, hey, this girl or this guy looks just like me. I can go and just follow the list and find things that are the best for me. So, two really great books, worked by Jesse Garza and Joe Lupo, and Dress Your Best by Clinton Kelly and Stacy London. I would strongly suggest get both of them. They're at Barnes & Noble, they're on Amazon.com, and as usual, the links are provided below. Until we meet again, goodbye. This is Maria Kay, Ms. Review Central.